Hello and a very warm welcome to this edition of Insight. India's trade deficit in September soared to an 18-month high on sluggish export growth and a surge in the import of oil, gold and minerals. Exports grew less than 3%, reflecting a slowdown in major overseas markets, while imports grew about 26% with a five-fold increase in gold import. This is a worrying trend. If India were importing increasing amount of capital goods or things that would go into investment, the rise in imports could have been perceived to be a harbinger of higher growth. But the composition of imports is not helpful. Because of regulatory bottlenecks, power projects remain stranded for want of coal. We continue to import coal and iron ore while sitting on huge coal reserves. Oil imports remain a key concern with its growing usage in cities and towns. Agriculture is also hit by similar factors. For the first time, government is going to import potatoes now to curb prices of the key kitchen item. Certainly, these external deficits are the manifestation of internal deficit on policy and planning, which need to be revisited. So in today's edition of Insight, we discuss the troubling trend of trade deficit. And joining me in the program is Professor N.R. Bhanubhuti, who is associated with the National Institute of Public Finance and Policy, Mr. K.R. Sudhaman, who is the economic editor with Financial Chronicle, and Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi, who is associated with the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. Welcome to the program, all of you. Professor Joshi, I would like to start here with you. Since trade deficit is a very alarming sign if we are not able to control it for a very long time. You know, our discussion of trade deficit has largely been restricted to the deficit that we share with some countries, specifically with China. I think that has been one thing which has been making news for a very, very long time. But beyond that, do you see that it's generally to do with the commodities, the things, the goods that we are importing, on which the discussion, the debate on deficit should be rather focused on?
No, you are right. If you see the trade deficit in India, out of the top 25 India's trade partners, we have trade deficit with 16 countries. Now, we talk of China all the time. China, basically, the trade deficit is because of our bottlenecks in the manufacturing sector. In the manufacturing sector, manufactured goods market, India's share is only 1.6% in the global market. So basically from China, what we are getting is the manufactured goods. But at the same time, we are exporting to China. Then I think the China deficit is always highlighted. Most countries, China's top 20 partners have deficit with China. India's trade deficit with China is about 32 billion rupees, wherein the trade deficit, United States has got $750 billion of trade deficit with China. If you look into the China's trade deficit, India's import dependence on China is only 5%. India's import dependence, which is I think very, very fragmented. If you look into the trade deficit trends with China, India has got, India's trade deficit is about 50% of the total trade with China. Wherein India's trade deficit to Iraq or Iran, these countries is about 90%. The trade deficit of the total trade. Switzerland, another thing, 83-84% of the trade deficit with Switzerland, because we import, I think China, we import the manufactured goods. We should not be so much worried about our trade deficit with China. China, we import the manufactured goods, cost-effective goods, and this cost-effective goods, enables two things. One is it provides input to the industry, which is very cost-effective, and B is it increases the life standard of the consumers. So there is a positive aspect of that. India's trade deficit is basically China is coming because of our poor manufacturing sector. So something to do with the trade deficit in the long term is to do with the manufacturing sector enhancement. Now we have to be very much worried about the trade deficit on two things. One is trade deficit with the Middle Eastern countries. Talk of Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, our trade deficit with this is because of the petroleum import. That account about 60-70% of the trade deficit that India is getting with these countries. And another item with trade deficit is gold. That is, the basic reason why we are having so much of the trade deficit with Switzerland. So I think China is, China, another thing is, China, the data reflects a total trade, but it is not true. Say you import a phone or an iPhone from China, in the data it shows complete imported from China, wherein the value addition in China could be in a tune of 10-20%. Rest the components China is importing from countries like Korea, Taiwan, Japan. Japan is, incidentally, Japan and Korea are having trade surplus with China because they are, supplying the components to China. So I think the overtly data is very complex. We should not take it on a face value, and we need to look at more at the grassroots approach of the country. I think to curb these, the trade balances with all other countries. The three main items. One is the petroleum and the petroleum. Second is, I think the government is over worried about gold, and one is the manufactured goods. So I think there has to be
really over worried, or is it really happening? 450% increase in the imports.
I think it's. If you look into the last year, there was a slump in demand for gold. If you look into the gold, I think 2 years back India was the largest importer of gold on the earth. Now we are no longer the largest importer. China has become the largest importer of gold. So if you talk into the comparative term, the India's gold import vis-a-vis China has reduced. Wherein India's import of gold 2 years, 3 years back was 3 times that of United States of America. So I think things have to be taken into, and we made taken so many policy measures to curb gold import. I think nothing. Gold in India is very different. In America, if you look into it, is 70-75% of the gold reserves are with the central bank. In India, for the currency, it is only 7 to 10% of the gold. India, most of the gold in the private holdings.
That's right.
You are aware of that. We have obsession with gold.
It's in personal reserves.
India is the only country on the earth wherein gold is so much in the personal reserves.
That's right. Okay. Right, and when you talk about the trade deficit, certainly it's not just about the import of certain items, which is the most troubling sign, but also the export. To what extent are we able to do the export? That is another thing. Before we go into the other products or other items like coal and oil, let's now also talk about the export figures, because that's what Mrs. Daman also hinted at, that it has to be looked at the fact that what is it exactly that India is exporting and is not able to keep pace with the level of import that we do. What is it basically? That's the missing link. And is it okay if the export figures are not that encouraging, but the import figures are quite high? As compared to
it's absolutely not okay.
It's absolutely not.
It's absolutely not okay. Exports, if you see, even after so many years of independence and so much of the policy measures, our the basic exports, the largest exports remains now I think one is petroleum product which we are refining and exporting is one. Gems and jewelry is another item that we are exporting. Agriculture even remain 10-11% of our exports. So I think our basic items we remain at the low value added segment. The only thing is, we are, basically we are manufacturing sector. We are almost out because India's share in 1.6% in the global manufactured market, and this despite of India being extremely competitive. In terms of the cost of labor, we are more competitive than China. We are more competitive in terms of the labor cost in most of the Southeast Asian countries. So export has not grown. We have still stuck to the traditional exports of agriculture. Also, it's if you talk of agriculture, it is not much value-added product. Largest item in agriculture export one is rice even today. Another item which has remain is one is guar gum. Incidentally has come. Guar gum we are
also spices and others.
Spices is yes. Then meat is another item which we have come for exports. The buffalo beef and all sorts of. And the market for them is Middle East. Most of the market is Middle East and low income country. So export, the other problem is we could get that value addition in that. Our value the realization is very low. Unit value realization is very low, and therefore in terms of the total figures which is coming for exports, I think the growth is very very insignificant, 2.7% or whatever it is, 7.3% or 3%. So then if we have to cope with the growing import, there is no shortcut other than one is improving the value addition, and value addition for any product will require your manufacturing sector.
But why do you think we are not able to export certain amount of things? I mean, I remember we conventionally, in fact, going back to the history, you find that we were the ones who used to, in fact, we were the ones to first explore iron. also see the metallurgy happening. The wood steel, which was used in the Damascus wars, was also somewhere, the demand for it also used to come from India. What is it that has traditionally gone wrong with us? I mean, we are the hub of mineral wealth. You cannot really say that we don't have
No,
it.
Shalini, you are right. If you go to the history, the East India Company came to India only to take cosmetics and manufactured goods from India. They did not come to take raw materials from us. Industrial revolution in Britain took place 200 years after. And that time India was exporting cosmetics, household goods, textile, spices to entire Europe. Indian goods were in high demand at that point of time. We were dominating the market even before the 19th century. It was only later on that because the other countries progressed much more. If you talk of the India was the country, gold in India has been traditional. In Africa they came out gold with 110 115 years only before. In America also the same thing was 150 years before they excavated gold from America. Wherein India was traditionally, the only thing which has happened now is the problem in the manufacturing sector, the problem with the infrastructural bottlenecks, and I think despite of taking so much of the policy measures which have been more or less of a cosmetic nature, you provide some 5% exim script, 3% exim script, something to import. We have taken a lot of measures now. I think for manufacturing sector we took the measure of this SEZ, wherein they were given a foreign environment. The only thing I do not know. It may not be very right to say that to what extent they succeeded. But the only thing is, it was only the incentives which drove exporters to do that, and the incentives provided a very, very cosmetic impact on our export, and the exports growth was not sustainable at all. This is